There we are. Hey, everybody, and welcome to Movie Couple Live, the show where we talk about the latest news in movies and pop culture. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And we're a little skewed, so we're going to fix that. But today, we can just do that, I guess. Today, we are talking all things spoilers, as we do most Saturdays when there are shows going on, specifically Disney Plus shows such as She-Hulk, Andor, and we'll talk a little bit about The Ring of Power as well, and a very special trailer that dropped.
Yeah, we want to talk a little bit about that Mario trailer because I have to admit, I was impressed. I am now very, very excited for this Mario movie. I loved the comedy that they had in it. I loved the animation that they had in it. So I'm really excited for this movie.
Yes, super excited. So we're going to dive into all of that today. The latest thing up on the channel, I want to say, is probably our She-Hulk reaction to episode 8. But after this, the rest of today, for the YouTube channel, I am editing the Werewolf by Night reaction, so hopefully that'll be up later on this afternoon. And then for Patreon supporters, I am also going to put up the full reaction for She-Hulk, the latest episode, and for Andor. That's the first time we're doing it for Andor because we skipped out doing episode 1 to 4, the full reaction, because I literally was coughing throughout the entire reaction. I'm not going to make you guys listen to me cough. And then, a little bit different for the Patreon reaction is that you don't get the video embed in it, like of the show. It's just a straight up, I guess you can call it more of a watch along. So if you guys are already supporters, thank you so much. And you already know what that looks like. And then we have to film a review for Rosaline, which is going to be on Hulu October 4th.
Yeah. And if you cannot wait for our thoughts and opinions on Werewolf by Night, we actually do have a little YouTube shorts up that gives us our initial thoughts. Nothing where it has any spoilers in it,
right?
But we have already kind of given our thoughts on Werewolf by Night, but our reactions will be up later.
Yes. You're right. Sorry, I was trying to think too many things. But you guys, welcome to today's show. We're so excited to be diving in. So with that, I think we ought to talk about the Mario trailer. So this is by Nintendo, obviously, and Illumination. And there is our first look at Mario. I just want to note, Mario does look a tiny bit different. You can see my shirt, my movie cover on the bottom.
Perfect placement.
Tiny difference. Like they made just minor adjustments to his character. For example, the red shirt that he's wearing underneath in the video games, it doesn't have a collar. I kind of like it.
Yeah, I do like the changes that they made.
Yeah.
They made it so he looks a lot more animation. He actually looks a lot more lively. They can now do a little bit more expression to his face.
Yes.
And honestly, I really do believe that animation is the way to go with this movie.
Agreed.
Because it's so fantastical. It's so over the top. Plumbers from New York get sucked down a pipe and taken into a fantastic world of mushrooms and giant turtle creatures.
Yes, exactly. His mustache in this is also a tad bit smaller than in the video game, but overall it looks like Mario. It is Mario, and Luigi looks good too. I don't know if I have here's his brother.
Quick little glimpse
I can't tell if Luigi also has like the same collared shirt
because his neck's a little tucked in.
He's trying to get away from the dry bones. We didn't get to hear Luigi talk in this trailer, but this is only a teaser, so we will have plenty more time to hear what Luigi's going to sound like. And of course, we get to meet Toad.
I love
so cute.
Toad. Don't touch that mushroom. Oh no, wait, that one's fine. And I love the fact that
Michael Key did a good job.
I know, he nailed it. He got that like high-pitched screech voice that Toad always has. Of course, we never really have heard Toad talk except for like maybe in the cartoon or with the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
I don't think I've ever watched that.
Really, really old. But I just love the character that Keegan-Michael Key has taken with this. I love the sound of it. I'm very excited for
And
Toad.
Of course, we have the King Koopa himself, Bowser. I like everything was popping for me in this teaser trailer. The animation is absolutely gorgeous. I think it may be the best animation to date from Illumination. And, they have been responsible for so many movies, so many animated projects. Despicable Me, the Minions,
all the Minions,
Sing, Secret Life of Pets, Kung Fu Panda, is that
Yeah.
Illumination?
Oh no, that's
That's
Illumination
Universe.
DreamWorks.
Oh, that's DreamWorks.
That's DreamWorks.
That's different. Oh, is Sing not Illumination?
You know, it's so weird because there's so much crossover sometimes that it's hard to remember exactly which studio did what.
You know what? How I'm trying to categorize it,
It's
but then I realized, it's what's at Universal Studios Hollywood. But then I soon realized, I was like, wait, because the Kung Fu Panda plays at the theater, but the theater is called DreamWorks Theater, so that is not Illumination.
Yep, very true.
But I know for sure Secret Life of Pets is Illumination.
Yes.
So, in any case, really like the teaser trailer. I think the only thing that people and ourselves weren't really feeling 100% yet is Chris Pratt as Mario.
Yeah.
And it's not like I want to clarify for me, like I don't need Chris Pratt to try to do the Italian accent. I don't need it to be an exact replica of the game because that is a very caricatured voice. So I don't really need that, but I wanted an essence of that. I just wasn't expecting, because he said something along the lines of like, you know, like you're gonna hear a voice like never before, and I was like, oh cool, he's gonna do some work on this, and it really just sounded like Chris. So I was kind of confused, but he only literally said 2 lines.
Yes, very small lines.
Yeah, very
and at
short.
the end of like the last line when he said Mushroom Kingdom, here we come, it sounded a little bit more like Mario.
The second line did sound much better. The very first, what is this place, sounded like Chris saying. What is this place?
And I do have to admit, let's say worst comes to worst, and it's 100% sounds like Chris Pratt throughout the entire movie. That's not going to ruin the movie for me.
No.
I think Chris Pratt could still do a fun voice. We saw him as Emmett. We loved him as Emmett in the Lego movie. It's just the fact that we're going to be like, oh yeah, that's Chris Pratt, and not really be able to dive into the character of Mario as much. But I still think it's going to be fun. I'm still super excited for it.
Yes.
But yeah, like Jack Black's voice.
Ooh.
I was like, that's Jack Black
as Bowser. Yeah. I like the little growl that I don't know if that's him or that's like
do you yield? I do not.
The little penguins are so funny. Oh my gosh.
And I love the fact that the penguins thought they were so tough.
Yes.
We're throwing snowballs at you. What are you going to do about it?
Yes. I want to go to this comment right here by Mr. Yasman 300 who writes, did you watch the French dubbed version of the trailer? He sounds more closely to the game than Chris Pratt's. Yes. Because of this, we I think it may have been Mr. Yasman who made the comment in our reaction video. So we actually pulled it up and watched it. We didn't film a reaction to it because not everything has to be a reaction, but we did watch it. And that essentially is the essence of what I would like to hear. But obviously, we will have to wait and see for the next piece of marketing to come out for this movie and to hear more, because everybody got like just a little bit of line, but I think Bowser and Toad stood out more to us because they really did sound similar to what we have heard in all the games while keeping it their own performance. Yeah,
that's very, very true. So I mean, I'm still excited for this movie. So I cannot wait to see another trailer. I can't wait to hear Luigi's voice. I can't wait to be introduced to Peach. I can't wait to hear more of Mario and more of Chris Pratt. You know, maybe it's just a few lines that kind of goes, oh, that's Chris Pratt.
Yes.
Whereas most of it throughout the rest of the movie, you're like, okay, no, this is great.
Yeah, and we will get to, hopefully in the next piece of marketing, get to hear Anna Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach.
Yeah.
I want to hear Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. I feel like that is really good casting right there. I feel like he can match it really, really well. Okay, we have a super chat from Marvin Martin.
Thank you, Marvin.
Thank you. Marvin writes, voice plays Ding Dong. If you could be a super but handicapped. If you could be a super, like a superpower, but handicapped. And then Netflix Thai ghost movie simply called P, and autistic karate film Chocolate. Great recommendations. Marvin likes to during the show recommend various content and media, whether it's in books, YouTube videos, movies, and etc. So these are some of his recommendations. Voice play we love. They're just so talented and very well produced. Like every single like video that they put up, like the costumes, the set, the lighting, it's really, really good. Super but handicapped.
Well, honestly, I mean, it's still kind of like Daredevil. Daredevil's blind,
I was
so he is
thinking
handicapped. Toph. Oh, so yeah, Toph.
That's funny that the two characters. Man, can you imagine if Toph ever met Daredevil?
Well, then that's
because they can both see.
Yeah. honestly, and that would be a cool matchup. But that is also something that is very common in not pop culture, but in storytelling. The blind warrior. Everyone thinks he's blind. How good of a fighter can they be? And then they kick your butt. So that is something that I would actually like to be. Is kind of like that blind warrior. But let's see, what else would be a really good like handicapped, like say for example, like Professor X. He's in a wheelchair, but he has all of his psychic powers. I think that would be being like not very physically strong or physically disabled, but then still be able to be like super brilliant. Glass, if you want like a bad guy from well, what was this? What would you call that series? The Unbreakable series?
The
Mr. Glass from
I guess so.
He's super smart, but his bones are very frail.
Yeah.
I would say I'd have to lean probably more towards either Toph or Daredevil.
I love Toph.
Even though having like a Professor X powers would be really cool.
That'd be really cool too.
Heck,
yeah.
Well, it's more along the lines of what would you give up in order to have a superpower? Would you give? I mean, you're like, well, if you want your superpower, we're gonna have to take your legs.
I think I would just be content being me as I am now.
Wendy's already perfect.
No, I am not. Do not put that out on the internet. Not even close. This next also from Marvin Martin.
Thank you, Marvin.
Thank you. Why do you think Mario is so appealing even today? So before we answer this, interesting question, because I found out yesterday on the John and Wendy show that John Roca has never played a single Mario game.
Which is what?
I know. I was like, what about? And I started naming off. I was like, okay, well, fine. Like, if you don't want to do the campaign story mode for Super Mario Brothers on the Nintendo, like, what about Super Smash Brothers? And he's like, what is that? And I'm like, oh, okay. What about Mario Kart? And I find out that everybody has specific things that they like. Like, just because Mario is globally known as a character doesn't mean everybody has played the game. And Roca's flavor for games mainly leans towards like sports games.
Yeah, so he plays like
football,
FIFA,
things like that, things that you and I don't play. Like people could be like, you don't play FIFA. It's like
I don't think I've played a single FIFA game. I've played some sports game. I remember playing NBA Blitz. I remember playing I've played some basketball ones and some football ones.
In real life or on the video game?
On the video game. Okay. Well, I've also played basketball and football, not like,
in school.
Not like in school, but like with friends and stuff.
Okay.
I mean, heck, we played that one with all of the employees at Swordplay.
Our old, yeah. I mean, nobody threw the ball to me. I just ran a lot.
Over here. Sorry, Wendy, we didn't see you.
I am tiny.
There was no one around you. But yeah, so it's actually kind of interesting to be able to be like, hey, Roca, why don't you try Mario Soccer or Mario Golf? I don't know if Roca plays golf games. What we do know that Mark Ellis does.
Mark Ellis is so into golf. Anything golf. Mario golf, regular golf, putt-putt golf.
Putt-putt golf.
He's into it.
I need to go play some putt-putt again. It's been a while.
Yeah, I think it's time. I think we can do a like cute little date night. But I suggested to Roca there was like a soccer Mario, like Mario Super Striker,
which actually looks really
and he
fun.
kind of was like, "Ooh, okay." So it's on the Switch, and I don't know if he has a Switch, but if he does, he could get one. But
that's the thing. If you also don't have a Nintendo, that's the only system that you can play on Mario on.
Yeah, they don't really have it on any other. Like, you can't play like a Super Mario game on an Xbox. On an
Xbox, a PlayStation, or on your computer. None of those. It's only on Nintendo. So it makes sense that, if you don't have a Nintendo, you're not going to be playing Mario.
But the question of why do you think Mario is so appealing even today is, well, one, a lot of us grew up with the Mario
Nostalgia.
game. Yeah, it came out, I think the first version of the game came out in 1983 or 1985. So we were like babies, but like my dad was playing it. It was huge. So I think generationally, it kind of like if, like let's say we grew up with and we had kids, like we would play and, the kids would watch the parents play, and a lot of the branding of it is very kid and family friendly, which makes it globally more easy to market, I think, and that's probably another reason why it's so appealing. And it's not just like Mario, there's different characters. You know, we have all the bad guys, right? And then we have the good guys, and we have all the supporting characters, like super cute,
There's
like
a lot of characters.
Yoshi, Daisy, Toad, Toadette,
One of the things,
and etc.
You also have all of the following. So you have like Luigi's Mansion that doesn't have Mario in it. You also have like Yoshi's Island. There's a lot of games that actually do not have Mario in it that are still in that Mario world.
Yes. Miss G Hasman is asking, is that the penguin who Mario threw from the cliff in Mario 64? It looks like it.
I think they are the same. Yeah.
They look like, I don't remember seeing any other type of, like, specifically that design.
That kind of a penguin.
So I was just kind of surprised. I was like, oh, that's cute. It's cute that they put that in there. All right. Should we go ahead and get into... Oh, well, we have a super chat. Sorry, guys.
Super chat.
Okay, super chat from Roy L.
Thank you, Roy.
Thank you. Roy writes, you don't think that hearing the exaggerated over-the-top Italian accent will be annoying for 90 minutes? I think so. And that's exactly why I said what I said, is I personally wouldn't want that accent. Well, technically, Mario is from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Technically, if you
so I guess
really,
you'd be like Brooklyn Italian?
Yeah. And like you can hear like a tiny hint of it in the trailer, but again, he said literally 2 lines and they were like 5 words each.
It's not the fact that it's not exactly like the video game. That's actually not what's bugging us. It's the fact that as soon as Mario spoke, we immediately heard Chris Pratt. Whereas Bowser and Toad, we did not hear that with them. So we were hoping that there would be a little bit more of a characterization, not necessarily like, woohoo, all right, oh no, doing throughout the entire movie. Yes, I would agree with you 100%. I would walk out of the movie if it was that. It would be so annoying, and I don't think I'd be able to make it all the way through.
Yeah.
So, but honestly, like I said before, it's honestly not that big of a deal. Even if we 100% hear Chris Pratt throughout the entire movie, I think it's still going to be a fun movie.
I think so. I think it's going to have a lot of fun Easter eggs in there for the fans as well. So Richard, Roy, thank you so much for your comment. Richard here is saying, do you see Yoshi showing up? Yes.
Oh,
I really Yoshi. Do. I see the Yoshi showing up. I see for a second, maybe we see Mario in the Tanuki, the raccoon suit.
Yeah.
Just for like, it's just like little things here and there that's very like classic to some of the games. I feel like we are going to
get Wonder Woman.
Warren's calling me. I have to take this.
Oh, you have to take it?
He doesn't call me. He usually just texts.
Oh, okay. Well, let me know if he's okay. So yeah, I mean, honestly, I want to see Yoshi. I want to see Peach. And there's just, I mean, if they've already cast Donkey Kong, you know that they're going to have more of the cast in there. We're going to see Peach. I'm wondering if we're going to, I don't know 100%. Let me know in the chat if they casted Daisy and if they've cast some of the other princesses that are in the Mario universe. So, but also, let me think here. But yeah. So I wanted to know what you guys think. Are you guys actually kind of worried about some of the voices? I still think it's going to be fun. I've been dying to see this movie. We've been actually begging for this movie to have like a good Mario Brothers movie right up there with a good Legends of Zelda movie. I would love to see them do that next. Because if Mario Brothers succeeds in the platform that it has, I believe we're going to start getting more Nintendo animations, more teaming up with Illuminations, because then we can probably get a Metroid movie. I would love, well, they probably won't do Castlevania because Netflix kind of already swiped that and they have their own series. I would love to see Metroid. I would love to see Legend of Zelda. And I would love to see, I'm super excited to see Super Mario Brothers. So let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Ruru too, definitely. Yeah, Zelda definitely needs a TV series or a movie. I mean, I think out of all of the Nintendo properties, that is the one that people have been dying for. The only thing is, it's so difficult because how do you have your leading character not talk at all throughout the entire movie? And I think you'll have a lot of people really upset if Link actually talks. So I'm curious on how they would do that. How upset would you guys be if Link actually talked? or if he just talked a little bit, not very much, just enough to be able to propel the story forward. Let's see what else you guys are saying. One video game box office. So Roy, I think this will be the #1 video game movie box office wise. That's actually probably a good guess, because since Mario is so popular, Mario is, so well known, it's going to get a lot of initial influx. And even if the movie is just good and not phenomenal, people are going to be like, yeah, it's worth seeing. Go check it out. Go check it out. And you'll have more and more people influx to see that movie. And I want it to be successful. I want it to make money, just so we get more of these Nintendo properties coming out to movies. And who knows, maybe we will get different series. Let me see here. Scroll on down. Whatever. I do apologize. When I'm trying to read comments, my reading skills are actually very, very low. So oops, go away. I don't want to block that person. Didn't even know who I was trying to block. So Debbie says, fun fact, of course, right when I was in the middle of reading it. Fun fact, Bowser's growl is curiously of Jack Black's metal music days, he said at New York Comic-Con. Oh, that would make sense, because since Jack Black does have that musical background, and so many different styles of music, but that heavy metal rock, to be able to get Bowser growl and Bowser's roar, which I think was amazing. If that's actually Jack Black's own voice, and then they just kind of like tweaked it a little bit, I'm excited to see his performance. So far, everyone, except for maybe a little bit of how I feel about Chris Pratt, but even if it's just Chris Pratt's voice, I'm still excited to see this movie. I've said that way too much. So let's see what else we got here. D says, bring back Navi and make her extra annoying. Navi is actually not here at the moment. She's not in the studio. She's actually probably hiding underneath the table, because that's like her little comfort place. She loves to just kind of hide underneath the table and be like, I am nice and secure unless mommy and daddy want to give me loves and treats. But we've still been having to clean out like her little things that have been growing on her. And it seems like it's getting better. The more and more that we get her cleaned and bathed, and we're using this new shampoo and we're using this new spray on her, it seems like it's getting better. Slowly but surely, Navi is getting better. Let's see what else we've got here. We do have a super chat, but I do want to save that super chat for when Wendy comes back, whenever that might be. So let me see here. Yeah, and honestly, we've been getting a lot of something that Cybo Goblin is saying, is that seems like Sony's are doing their own movies, starting with Uncharted. And honestly, from Uncharted to The Last of Us to so many to God of War, Sony has so many amazing video game properties that I would love to see turned into movies, or to see turned into series on Netflix, because the more and more that we get to see some of our favorite properties get turned into movies, the more we're going to tune in. Is everything okay?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
So, he's fine as a person, like he's okay. So this morning I got a text message. Sorry to interrupt what you were saying.
Oh no, I've just been rambling.
It's hot in here. Roka texted me this morning and he's like, hey, my entire channel got demonetized. And I was like, what the heck? What did you do? Well, because like there's a reason why, right? I was like, did you? And he's like, no, nothing. I was like, you sure there's no email? You didn't violate any sort of community guidelines per YouTube? And he's like, no, nothing. So I did a quick Twitter search, and apparently it is happening to a ton of creators, including friends of the show, The Real Rejects, and that's why Warren called me, because
Oh, wow.
he's asking about that as well.
That's crazy. That it started off with Roca. I mean, Real Rejects, they hit 1 million, didn't
They're
they?
over 1 million, yeah.
And we know
Tyrone
Warren.
Magnus is who's got like I don't know how many million now. His channel was also demonetized. I should text Jeremy.
Are you kidding?
It's crazy.
I mean, that is nuts too, because I mean, these are huge content creators that are really just getting, shafted by this, I mean, because you cut out some of those. Those are a lot of those videos make, that's what they pay rent with.
I mean, this is why I truly believe that I would like to see somebody else come up with a platform that can be somewhat competitive to YouTube, because this happens and we as creators were like, well, what now?
Well, yeah, because it's happened so many times before. Remember, what is that, Adpocalypse? That was before our time on YouTube, but there's been so many different times when something like that has happened to where content creators are like, no.
Yeah, so YouTube, like, fix it, get on it, please. Because that's scary. Did you get to this?
No, I have not. I was waiting for you to get to the super chat, and then we can move on to talking about
because it's
Andor.
Now 2:30, and we need to, because we have work today. Okay, this one is from Theodore Harris.
Thank you, Theodore.
Theodore writes, "Hey guys, I saw that Wakanda Forever world premiere is October 25th. Can't wait for this movie. We're so excited for this movie. I'm hearing." Again on Twitter, seeing two different dates. I'm seeing some people are saying it's the 25th, and then I'm seeing some people that are saying it's the 26th. So I don't know which one it is. I have no idea. So, but it's one of the 2 days. They're a day apart. So, fingers crossed we are invited to it, because we would love to go and see this movie at the premiere.
Wakanda Forever. Every single trailer has made us cry. Every single trailer has just made us go, yes. Every scene that we've seen, everything that we saw at D23, more excited for this movie. I just hope that the premiere doesn't come out on the 1st of November, because
then I will have to miss it, because we're going to see Blackpink in Atlanta, and those tickets were expensive. But yeah,
one of my catchphrases again. So it wasn't until recently. That, and
you got to get that on a t-shirt for you.
I don't know how to do that.
Ashley, you in the chat? We got a video. We got a shirt idea for you. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know if people would want an shirt. I don't even know. I'm surprised that you guys have bought the movie couple shirts. Honestly,
I have to admit, these are
cute. Yeah, these are super cute. And this is
especially when I went to D23, I was like, what is it? Shameless self-promoting. Yes. I can't say that without
And this one was designed by Drew, this logo here, which is available right now on our site.
So much, Drew.
And hey, there is actually, speaking of that, there is a flash sale coming up. Not a flash sale, but there is a mid-month sale coming up in our shop for shirts. So I should probably put up the new design that Ashley made us before that, but I think the sale starts the 12th. If you guys want to check it out, then I'm sure I'll do a community post or something like that. Okay.
But in the meantime,
let's
start getting into spoiler territory.
Yes.
That's right. We are going to be diving into spoilers for Andor and spoilers for She-Hulk. So if you have not seen those episodes yet, please, this is where we have to part ways and say goodbye until the next time, or come back and watch the VOD after you've already watched those. But first up is, you want to dive into Andor first?
No, let's get to She-Hulk.
She-Hulk.
Let's get into it, because that's the thumbnail. I figure most of you guys are in the chat because you saw the thumbnail. So it was no secret, I feel like, for most people, that Daredevil was going to be in the show. It was announced. They played us a whole clip at D23. Granted, that clip was exclusive, but Charlie Cox was out on stage talking about it. So everybody knew, because everybody was talking about the gold suit.
Yes, the gold
and red suit, like way before the show even aired. I think we've discussed it multiple times.
The mustard and ketchup look.
Yes, we've discussed that many times on this channel in live. So I think for all of you guys who are like regulars tuning in, you guys have heard us talk about the suit reveal and all of that stuff. Granted, it was very quick, in our trailer reactions too. So this was the episode where it finally happened. I loved this episode. This is like what I wanted. I wanted to see Jen in action as a lawyer and as She-Hulk. And like that's why I like the Emil Blonsky episode so much, because she was sitting there lawyering and, you know, fighting for his release from being in jail essentially. So oh my gosh.
I got him.
Okay. So
I saw that and I was like, right over to block him.
So this was a really fun episode. One of the complaints I have is I wished it was just a little bit longer, What about you? Initial thoughts?
I wanted to see more of Jen and Matt Murdock going at it at the in court, because I really like that. I like the back and forth, because at first you're like, yeah, I'm on Jen's side, and then you're like, no, I'm on Matt's side. No, I'm on Jen's side. No, I'm on Matt's side, because I felt so bad. Jen has gotten some really bad clients throughout this entire show. And Mr. Ribbit and Ribbit, it just takes the cake on how arrogant and how spoiled and just how dumb he really is.
I mean, the entitlement was strong with
entitlement is strong with this one
because of, you know, his family standing within the firm, and that he was just didn't care to, you know, bought the suit from Luke, didn't care to listen to the instructions, just used it as how he was, but then still put the blame on the designer when the designer was like, hey, I told you don't do this. So luckily with Matt, I think, you know, I feel like that courtroom scene would have gone on longer if Matt wasn't the lawyer for Luke, because of his hypersensitive senses.
He was able to
pick up the jet fuel. And that made kind of Jen, you know, break the fourth wall. She's like, who is this guy? The fact that she's never heard of him, I kind of like that, because it gave the plot device for Charlie Cox as Daredevil to properly introduce himself, like kind of like, I'm Daredevil, because like all of us as the audience, we know Daredevil, we know him from the comics, we know him from the Netflix show, but technically within the MCU we don't really know, like the MCU doesn't know yet. But now we for the show's purpose, like that they did that, and I thought that was a fun little bit, and have them kind of face off against each other really quickly before she unmasked them, and she and she's like, Matt, he's like, yep. It's me.
And also, I like the fact that, you know, in a real fight, it's obvious that Daredevil would not win against a Hulk. I mean, it takes a lot to be able to take down a Hulk. So, and Matt just doesn't have the power needed in order to do that. But he was able to give Jen a little bit of run for her money, made her do some property damage, made her do some car damage. I do feel like they took a little bit of liberty with Matt Murdock and Daredevil a little bit, making him a little bit more of a happy-go-lucky, which fits the tone of the show, which is good. And I'm wondering if they're going to transition back to a little bit more of a brooding Matt, a brooding Daredevil in Born Again.
I feel like they would. I don't think they're going to go quite Netflix, but I think they'll lean closer to like that more serious tone, because again, the stakes are a little bit different and it's a different show, right? Like for this one, for Matt's appearance, he's a guest on the She-Hulk show, but when it's his show, that's, you know, they can set their own mood, vibe, whatever you want to call it. So like this one, it kind of has to match a little bit with Jen's. Now it would be interesting if he had stayed and he was there to witness what happened to Jen during the gala. And I think that darker Matt Murdock and Daredevil, like that would have really seen that. Was it necessary for him to be there? No, because he was there. His case was done. His client's safe, back at home, or, you know,
he's like, I have work, I have
he's
people
got
to
Hell's
save.
Kitchen stuff.
Yeah, I've got to watch over Hell's Kitchen. I've got to take care of people there. But I do love the chemistry that Jen and Matt had. I love the fact that they hit it off. I thought it was hilarious that he did the walk of shame.
That's so it fits the vibe of the show.
Yes,
it fits it. So and their chemistry was so undeniably good. Like the bar, when they were at the bar, I was like, wait, hold on a second. And then when he was like, I can hear your heartbeat. And you know how he does the thing where he doesn't directly look at her, but she was like looking at him. And I'm like, ah! So it was really, really cute. And I wonder when they will meet up again in the future, you know? And again, I'm not saying like I need a cameo.
In She-Hulk season 2.
I don't feel like She-Hulk's going to get a season 2.
Maybe.
I really don't feel like
I wouldn't mind. I love the comedy of it. It's one of those shows that's just fun to watch. Have your popcorn, giggle, and even though I'd have to admit, the fight scene that Daredevil has with some of the technically they're goons.
They're goons. They're not henchmen.
Goons. They're not henchmen because I'm pretty sure they don't believe in the cause
Yes.
of Leapfrog.
They were complaining about him, remember?
They wanted to call us tadpoles.
The tadpoles and the Leap Squad.
And he's like, no, we're not doing that, dude.
Yeah.
But I really wanted to see a fight scene that was kind of like the hallway fight scene.
They teased us.
They teased.
They were like, you thought you were gonna get it. Here comes Jen smashing through. Yeah. It fits the vibe. It fits, they already foreshadowed it. That's why they had that but they were going back and forth on the rooftop. And he's like, you've never done this. I have. And I was like, correct. So I thought that was really funny that we could have gotten it, but she was like, I told you I could smash in for this specific scenario. I also really want to talk about this comment here. When Matt was talking to Jen about her heart beating fast on the rooftop, she looked so gorgeous from the way the lighting was around her was framed. I'm telling you, watching that scene, because that was the scene that they gave us at D23 and it was up on, the big projector. I was like, Tatiana Maslany is gorgeous. But just to see, when it's just her face and the lighting and everything kind of slowed down a little bit to emphasize that moment where she was glancing at him. Oh, loved it. Really, really loved it. And I was like, it's hot in here.
And then, of course, they beat up the bad guys. The way that Leapfrog gets captured, I think, was hilarious. Because I kind of called it.
So did he break his ankles again?
Probably.
Essentially. He also fell on a bunch of glass.
Did he?
Well, he jumped out the window.
Oh, yeah, because that glass
he's
probably
in
would
a
have fallen.
suit, but still.
But honestly, I also love the fact that when Jen and Matt start to hit it off at the apartment, there's that struggle with the suit that you're like, oh, yeah,
realistic.
That's right. It's realistic that this costume,
there shouldn't just be a zipper down the back. I don't feel like that's
what, costume people have in real life, so they can zip. Well, they wouldn't need that because if you're doing a movie, but if you're doing
dressers,
if you're by yourself, you need to have that zipper in the back, and they're just like, just pull it off.
This next super chat comes from Theodore Harris.
Thank you.
Who writes, I love the Daredevil Netflix series, but I found he was somewhat of a one-dimensional character. I love that we can see more of his personality in the MCU in different situations. Yes, I just can't wait. I'm so curious in the direction of, because everybody knows and will naturally want to compare it to the Netflix show. Yeah. So will they make it kind of parallel, or are they going to come out and say that was one universe and this is our universe, Matt? We don't really know that yet. I am just excited that we're getting, was it 19 episodes, right?
Yeah. There's a lot of episodes coming out for Daredevil.
Yes.
So I'm like, oh, I cannot wait. And I'm pretty sure Marvel's going to try to put their own spin on it. I'm wondering if they're going to keep the red and yellow suit as part of his, as his look in Daredevil Born Again. And also, is this the same Daredevil? Oh, no, we've kind of talked about it before.
We've kind of talked about it before.
Charlie Cox has come up and like, well, this isn't exactly a sequel.
I think he said it to moviephone.com. But I don't remember the exact quote, but it was alluding to that,
So
that's why it's important to introduce him properly in the MCU.
My theory was right. He's kind of a variant. The Netflix is not the 626 Daredevil that we see in She-Hulk.
Yeah,
it's probably another. It's a variant.
It's a variant. We think, and it's not been confirmed by Disney or Marvel, so this is just a fan theory. But yeah, I am looking forward to more Daredevil and more interactions with Wilson Fisk, because those two are so good opposite each other. And then we, on that topic, I do wonder if they will bring in, Karen and Froggy. Yeah, they'll bring them back, because I really love them so much, and I would like to see them back.
If they're coming in, that means there's a higher probability of seeing Luke Cage, Jessica Jones,
do it.
Iron Fist. But I believe it was Theodore who did, what was your comment that I have completely lost and also forgot that I wanted to mention?
Oh, no.
I forgot what it was, but it was about, bollocks.
What was it about?
That's the whole thing. I forgot. I was like mid sentence and like, oh yeah, I want to talk about that. What was it that I wanted to talk about? Oh yeah, and the fact that also not only are we getting so many episodes of Daredevil Born Again, but we're also getting Daredevil in Echo as well as Daredevil.
Yes.
It's really like phase 5 is going to be the Daredevil phase.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, there's going to be a lot more Daredevil coming. This is just the beginning. Very excited. And thank you for the correction, guys. 18 episodes for Born Again, not 19. I want 19.
I'll take as many as they give us.
I wanted 19. We were going to have 18. That's fine. Let's see. This next super chat comes from J Master. J Master writes, thank you. New Rockstars has a big theory question. Could She-Hulk be pregnant with Daredevil baby in one of their new videos? That's interesting. I hadn't thought of that.
That's possible.
Is that comic book?
I don't
source material.
think Matt Murdock ever had a kid. Maybe. I mean, you guys are going to have to educate me on that.
Yeah, let us know.
That's deep, sweaty stuff. You know, knowing exactly who's the father of who in what in the comic books, because there's so much crossover with that.
Yes. Yeah, we'd love to find out more about that. I see Marvin Martin's asking, so Dan's DJ 2K2 says no, not comic book, and then Marvin Martin's asking Daredevil has kids. That's an interesting thing. Now we're gonna have to watch that new Rockstar video.
Yeah.
And figure.
Sorry, that was me.
Okay. Is it that close to the?
Oh no, I just put my foot next to it, so the table just went wow, wow, wow.
Got it. Oh, it was the table and not the camera, right?
Yeah, it was just a table.
Got it. Okay. Before we move on to Andor, I do want to very importantly talk about what happened at the gala. That was totally crazy. Like, I did not see the show going that way. Like, I thought there was a reason why Josh was copying everything on her phone and did what he did, which was like so gross. But the fact that he secretly taped her and him like in her bedroom, like and then broadcasting it in the gala in the room full of her colleagues and bosses and family and friends, like that's awful.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if someone was doing that to me, even if I don't have Hulk powers, I'm taking a chair and I'm smashing
because you don't want people to see that. Like, that's your stuff.
Well, and it's
such an invasion of privacy. Yeah, like nobody needs to see that. That's, it was a consensual thing and it was inside her home. It's so, first of all, illegal.
Yeah.
Secondly, terrible. So this was the first time we really saw Jen, other than when she first became the Hulk, to almost lose grasp on that control.
Yes.
And with the, alarm blaring, flashing red, and everything looking really chaotic, was such a good cliffhanger for next week's finale. I'm trying to think who could it be behind all of this. I think a lot of you guys, I think you said it maybe, that it could be Todd. I just don't know if Todd is clever enough to do it. You know what I'm saying?
But he has the money.
He has the money to hire people to do it for him. And, Jen has obviously turned him down several times. So that would make it even worse.
That scene in the restaurant with him, it just made me go, you are just a scumbag to the bone. Mm-hmm. Collecting all of these Wakanda artifacts as if they're like yours to buy. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, no. I hope that in Wakanda Forever, one of the Dora Milaje finds you and beat the living shit out of you.
Oh, he even said like they want it back, didn't he? In the show, something like that. And then, Roy also says obviously Josh is a part of it. And then,
but this is the thing: you have a couple different factions. It seems like you have the whoever is trying to get She-Hulk's blood. And you have what was the name of the website?
Intelligencia.
I keep on wanting to say like Illuminati, and I'm like way off. I know that's not it. But the Intelligencia, that group is still, actively. Are they connected? Mm-hmm. Are they actually working together? Mm-hmm. Are they the same thing? Mm-hmm. So I'm curious.
Yeah.
On what's happening in the next episode, the finale.
I am also wondering if, like, is Titania at play at all? Because we know that she's not the biggest fan of Jen, Titania. But I don't think Titania would go the route of revenge porn.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I just don't feel like she's that type of villain.
So it's
but
a total of 3,
but
I guess.
the leader, we've been thinking about that, like King Hulk. Some people have said it would be Emil Blonsky. I hope not. I've read that comment, theory, many places. I really hope not, because I like that he's got his little retreat and his like weird.
I hope they do something else with Abomination.
Yes. So, and then Jen hinted at a Red Hulk.
Oh yeah, that's right. Do we find out that there's another Hulk, but it's red? I'm like,
Nikki
that
jumping on the
really
Wolverine
might
pose.
have been a hint towards Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah.
Being a Red Hulk, because there was also in Age of Ultron at the very beginning during the event that happened in Sokovia. They were stealing a red vial, which could have been the serum that makes the Red Hulk.
It's possible.
So
it's all
fan
possible.
Theories.
Yeah.
Mephisto.
Rurutu says Dr. Doom and the leader is a part of Intelligencia.
Ooh. Oh.
Maybe we get 2.
Maybe we start getting.
I think it's too early for
Dr.
Doom.
I think
they could say his name, but they don't have to show him.
I don't even think they would say his name. I think they would give a hint that it is him. Like you see his gauntlet that he's wearing, or the green hood, just to kind of hint that it might be him. So, but right now it's an exciting time for Marvel, because we are now we know the direction that we're going, but we just don't know what the road looks like. And I cannot wait to see it.
And last comment before we move on to our next topic, MK Songbird writes, good place for Tim Blake Nelson to show up before returning in New World Order. I think that too. I think it's possible.
Yeah.
That even if we don't see him.
To kind of establish his character.
Sorry. Ooh, Vox Machina comment. What? But yeah, sorry. Okay. Game Master Toolbox says, are you going to check out the... Oh, Scanlan's, I'm guessing he's saying. Scanlan's season 1 recap song. What? There's a recap song? I didn't even know about this. And season 2 clip of Vox Machina. We didn't even know that they were out. We just knew that it was announced at New York Comic Con that they announced season 3, but we did not know the below. So we will make sure we watch that. I don't know if we can really react to the song. What?
Is it a leak? Because it's not like an officially dropped trailer.
Let me check the
But I am
website.
dying for season 2 of Vox Machina. I am dying because they announced season 3 as well. And I can't wait, because if they're doing this well, that means we're going to get a Mighty 9. That means we're going to probably get a Bell's Hells.
No, it's it's from Prime Video, so it's not a leak.
Oh, okay, cool.
So
definitely.
What I was gonna say was that I don't know if we can react to the song because it's music and it'll be copyrighted. Yeah, but we could certainly watch it and give you guys our thoughts. Maybe, you know what? We could tape it, we could put it somewhere else, but TBD on where that would be. But we can certainly react to season 2 first look, which is 1 minute and 27 seconds. So yeah, we can do that after this live.
Oh, Cassie
Banks.
Massey, to Matsy. Go ahead. Matt revealed in the panel at New York Comic Con 2022 that they got season 3 because they couldn't fit the Chroma Conclave into one season.
Okay.
2 seasons of the Chroma Conclave and then a 4th season of Vecna. Yes.
Nice.
I want that. I want it now.
Yes.
I want it in my face. You can tell by how red I'm turning.
That's really awesome, because we were discussing this last night and we were thinking that, season 2 would be the Chroma Conclave and then season 3 would be Vecna. So this could potentially mean that after the Chroma Conclave season 2 and 3, then we get a season 4 and that's Vecna, because that would be awesome.
The more Vox Machina they give us,
maybe we get happier. 5 season. It could be a 2 season for
2 season
Vecna.
For Vecna. Mm-hmm.
Because you got to think about it too. Their seasons are not that long. I think it's only 6 episodes, right? No, 12.
I think it was no.
Was it 6?
I think it was 8. I think it was 8 episode.
Okay, well, you guys will let us
know. We'll have to go look it up.
We will look it up later. But thank you so much for that knowledge, because I literally didn't even have been so busy that I have not been looking at things.
So excited.
That's very exciting. Arun says 10 to 12.
Ooh,
okay.
So nice.
Yeah. No, he's saying that's how long season 1 was. That was our question. Okay,
That's
let's
cool too.
go ahead and move on to quickly Andor and the Rings of Power. We'll do Andor first. We've just been loving this show, and this episode is very much sort of the setting up for the group to go on their mission to infiltrate the base and to try to get the payload. And what is crazy is that there's a little bit of not crazy, but what was interesting to watch was that there's a little bit of conflict within the group because Cassian's such a newcomer. They're like, what's his MO? Like, why he's just here, and is he really that good? And the group, the group's been established for a while, and they're kind of thinking, who's this new guy? And there's no rapport with him yet, but their leader is just so trustworthy of him. Like, he's just here. That's it. I'm not giving you an explanation. He's just here. So we've got Skeen, I think is the name of the guy who first he was looking through Andor stuff. We were thinking, okay, she had asked him to do it, but they were actually really looking for something to say, ha, this is why you're here. And they found it. It was the Sky Kyber crystal that's been given to him by Luthen. But I like that once that was out in the open, he didn't try to hide it, try to lie out of it. He was like, fine, it's true. I'm being paid to be here. Yes, I am afraid, but like, I just want to put that out there. Like, I'm here, I am in because I'm being paid for this. This is the job. I'm not going to double cross you. So what about you? Like, are you going to, like, my intentions are clear. What about yours? And I think the group needed to have that before going into this very dangerous life and death mission.
And I liked how Andor handled it. I really like the fact that he's like, okay, you know what? My cover's blown. I've got to come straight forward with this. And it shows how savvy he is, not just with different tech and with different how to do a job. He's also savvy on how to work with people. True, he might have that hard front, but he does have the intelligence on and the know-how on how to deal with different kinds of people.
Right.
So I love watching him work when he's learning his stuff, when he was using the Polaroid navigation device.
Yeah, somebody said that in the comment. They're like, oh, you guys didn't pick up that it was a Polaroid? I think Dustin, he didn't say it, but he said he picked it up. I didn't recognize it at all.
I was like, it kind of looked like a Polaroid because it kind of flipped up like that. I was like, huh. But yeah, I
haven't seen an actual real Polaroid in a long time. Like, I have a couple of Polaroid cameras, but they're the Instatech. It doesn't look anything like the traditional at all. Like, that one puts aesthetic over function, I feel, though they are pretty good cameras. I love mine. And then for the Rings of Power, that's been getting more and more interesting every episode because now we just witnessed the birth of Mordor. There's the conflict between within the dwarves because the prince wants to help the elves with their problem and kind of give them access to the minds of the mithril orb. But the king was like, I don't think so. And he was like, close it. And I think it's just every episode is just more devastating because you're losing more people and people are losing faith, or like another thing comes up and what do you do? So I've been enjoying the show a lot more than I expected to.
Oh, I've been enjoying it a lot.
Yeah.
Honestly, because we heard a lot of bad reviews from some people about what they thought about Rings of Power, and then we started watching it, and I have to admit I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
True, don't get me wrong, it is definitely a slow burn.
Yes.
I mean, but they have to cover thousands of years of
to
history
lead up
to where we're going, and we do
yeah.
know some things are going to happen. Like when we saw the map of the Southland, we were like, that looks familiar.
Like the
that looks like a place that we've been before that's a little bit darker and more depressing. So throughout the entire series, I'm kind of like, wait a second, why this shouldn't be happening? They shouldn't be. Oh, okay, there it is. There's the big mic drop that we've been waiting for.
Let's see. MK says, crazy, the season finale is next week. I can't believe it. That's crazy.
I know so many shows are starting to end. Next week is this for She-Hulk as well.
Let's see. What else do we want to talk about in Isildur was trapped underneath all the fallen debris in the fire in the volcanic explosion. But one of the things is that we know Isildur makes it out.
He has a very important role to play.
He has to do a thing that kicks off a whole nother thing. So we think he's gonna be. We think he's gonna be okay. J Master has a super chat. Just saw
Thank you,
this.
Jay.
Jay writes, Blind Wave, love those guys. Blind Wave reacted to the Legend of Vox Machina season 1 recap with the song and season 2 clip together. Okay, well, we'll see. We'll try it, but if it gets demonetized, then you guys won't see it. You won't see it on YouTube. You'll see it somewhere else, and I'll post where we put that. But the season 2 clip, we definitely will be doing a reaction to. And with that, I think that kind of comes to an end for today's live stream. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We will be back next Wednesday with another live stream to talk non-spoiler stuff, because that's not Wednesdays for that. We save that for spoiler Saturdays. So yeah, anything else you want to add, Dustin?
Nope, super excited for next week. Next Wednesday. I can't wait to see the finale of Rings of Power and of She-Hulk.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we've got plenty of Andor. We've got 12 episodes total.
Yes.
For Andor. So we're going to be keeping busy for a good amount of time. And I'm happy that you guys like our reactions, that you've joined us with our chat today. If you like, please, if you like us talking geeky, please remember to hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. We highly appreciate it, and we need, all the help we can get here on the channel.
Yes. Oh, one more thing to plug. If you guys have heard us talk about Liquid IV forever on this show, I know on Wednesdays I was saying that the code was good for 15%, but they're running like a special. I just got the email that if you use our code, which is just the movie couple, on the Liquid IV website to buy, you will not only get free shipping, but they bumped it back up to 20% temporarily. So if you are like running low on Liquid IV, you want to get some, and you want to get 20% off with free shipping, use the code the movie couple, and you will get that discount. All right, guys, sorry for the last minute bots that are in here. We're gonna go ahead and get them out. I have to properly block them, but I have to do it after the live stream. Thank you guys for watching. Yeah, like, subscribe, do all the things, and we will.
And there's one more super chat.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry.
Just came in at last minute.
Okay, no, this one. Yes,
I think it's from Jay. I would like to point out.
Jay says, I would like to point out Amazon has started production on Rings of Power Season 2 in the UK. That's super exciting.
And from what I hear, on the very last day, when the season finale premieres, that's actually the very first day of shooting.
Wow, cool. That's crazy.
Super excited for Season 2.
Yes. All right, guys. We love you. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you on Wednesday. Bye.